Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Zickles Zeb, it's your boy Z here. Just a different video today. Today I'm going to be having a little rant. I can't believe it, as of 4 AM this morning, the UK decided that they're going to ban people returning from several countries, or whether it be holiday or long-term stay or whatever it was they were abroad for, from coming back, and when they are back in the country, in the UK, forcing them to basically stay under quarantine in a government-approved hotel. And we're not talking about, kind of like any hotel. We're talking about ones that are approved specifically by the government of their choice. So they have a list of hotels, and this will be costing approximately, in many cases, £1,750 per person. So a family of 5 coming back from Pakistan will be paying £1,750 per person for all 5 of them to come back and quarantine in a specific hotel of choice approved by the government. And if you don't stay in a quarantine and in a hotel, if you perhaps try to deceive them and not let them know that you've come from a red list country that the government has labelled, which they consider to be somewhere that's corona hot, then you are liable for either a 10-year prison sentence or I think it was a £10,000 fine. That is madness. That is absolute craziness. Now, the funny thing is, in terms of the red list countries, as of the 9th of April, 4 AM today, the red list countries that people are particularly keen to come back to the UK from are labelled as the following. So Philippines, Pakistan, Kenya, and finally Bangladesh. So they've gone really for South Asia. Now, the reason this is quite, how should I say, disturbing for me is that I want to know, what is it, why specifically these countries have been targeted as part of the red list, especially when I know that a lot of work has gone in these countries in terms of actually trying to educate and make people aware about the coronavirus and taking measures with the masks and obviously hygiene and cleanliness and things like this. So what is it? Well, put it this way. I found the answer actually when I was looking online. There's I believe it's a newspaper there's a website called The Telegraph and Argus. It's basically a publication, a newspaper company, which is in Bradford, in West Yorkshire, in England. Now, the reason I'm looking at this is because there's a particular article that they've written, actually, which, isn't really getting a lot of attention down here. But I think it does make a point very, very strong here. And it's made by Naz Shah, who's, I think, the Labour MP in government. And basically, the title, and I'll put it up on the screen in a moment, says that the government isn't serious about protecting British public after more countries are added to the red list. Now, basically what she goes on to say in a very short disclaimer is, she's arguing, what was the strategy, what is the data for saying that the 4 countries mentioned, that would be Kenya, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the Philippines, what was the data that went into deciding that these countries are the red listed countries? Where's the evidence? What is the strategy? Where is it that you've actually come to the conclusion that these 4 countries will be on the basically on the red list, and that people returning from them will have to quarantine for 10 days in very expensive hotels of government choice? So the answer is basically non-existent. She's apparently gone to Dominic Raab. She's gone to the health secretary, and she's argued her case there. And basically, Naz Shah has made a claim which I actually support, and that she believes that actually the decision to add these countries to the red list isn't actually driven by any particular strategy or anything like that, but rather it's driven by politics, not data, but by politics. Why do I say that? Well, look, there's a lot of countries out there, countries such as India, Germany. I think even France, it was, actually have had much higher cases of coronavirus, substantially higher numbers of infections as well. And yet they're not on the red list. Why? If you've got more infections and you're greater at risk, why are they not added to the red list? Why is it a select few number of countries are added to the red list? Where's the data gone for this? I want to know where the evidence is for this. It's definitely targeting specific communities, and it's creating a sense of panic. And also, what it does also is that amongst the I don't like using the term indigenous English, but amongst the indigenous population in the UK, they'll be looking at these 4 countries as perhaps naming and shaming as immigrants who are coming back from holiday and spreading or re-spreading the coronavirus. So it's creating a wrong kind of vibe and a wrong kind of scene, and yet we don't even know what the evidence is behind these countries being labelled to the red list. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little map up on the screen, and you're going to see just how limited it is in terms of the amount of information it's showing and to the countries that have been added. So they've added UAE and Qatar. Quite surprising, actually, that I made it on the list as being part of the red list. But massive countries where you'd expect there to be a huge number of infections are surprisingly absent. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know best, yeah? Please do leave your comments beneath, and perhaps you disagree with me. Perhaps you think there is a logical reason why that's added. Leave your points beneath, and I'd love to hear from you guys soon. All the best. Cheers, bye.